Okay, folks, I'm going to give you a rundown on my morning and my production process. So, working on a new track, I had two things to accomplish: import some new vocals and put in some new bass lines. So, first up on the docket, bring in these new vocals that my buddy Denver and Lucian sent me, drag those into Ableton, then play with them, like listen to them back, figure out which tracks were the sweetest, which were the gems that I wanted to include in the track, listen back, warp things around, chop, chop, chippity chop. And then finally getting it all in there so that it sounds good. I'm bumping. I'm stoked at this point. I'm like, sweet. Got those vocals popping. And then, as always happens, other shit pops up. So then I got to deal with that, and ways to improve the track just make themselves known. This project has about 75 tracks that make it all up. And I realized I need some risers into this drop so that the drop sounds fat. And I realized I needed to install Splice, which wasn't on my computer because my hard drive died and I had to reinstall everything. So I went and got Splice, which is a service that has millions of sounds, found a sweet riser, dragged that into the project, make sure it's in the right spot at the right volume, maybe put some effects on it and automate some things so that it sounds good. Take that off my list. I like to stay organized or else I just get lost in a track. Up next, reference tracks. My buddy sent me a few tracks to listen to, so I listened to those to get an idea of the kind of bass line that we're going to add. And then I popped over to my other workstation there and pulled up Mainstage on my laptop, plug everything together, plug the laptop output into my audio interface input on my iMac so I can get the fat bass from one computer to the other. Realized I plugged it in the wrong spot. Futzing with cables is like a big part of this deal. And then jam out a bit. Try to find that sweet bass. Where's the bass? There it is. So I found something that I liked and tweaked that a little bit, keeping everything organized. So name that Fat Bass 1 so that I don't lose my stuff. Collect all and save in Ableton so that all the audio files for the project are saved in one spot. And then save it as a new version so that I always have, whoops, sorry about that, ear destroyer there. Save it so I always have a new version. And then finally export it so that I can listen to it. There's a few final tweaks, do some EQ before I export it. And then finally hit the export button and get it out of there. And I'm done. And that was my morning. Took about 2.5 hours to get all that done.